Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Alba, but I'm gonna assume that most of you guys are coming back since this is going to be a really personal video, and I'm gonna be talking about something that I feel like it's the elephant in the room with me and a lot of followers, especially if you follow me on Instagram and if you follow me on other social medias. You probably know what this is going to be about, and if you follow me on YouTube and you don't follow me anywhere else, you're probably going to be shocked by this video. You're probably gonna, I don't know if you're gonna see me the same, you probably won't, but I hope that you could still have just normal human respect towards me. I know that everyone in the world judges everybody, and that's something that I'm very aware of. And with even working in social media, that's something that you just need to know. But in the words of Rich Lux, judge me kindly, judge me kindly. So I'm gonna jump into the video. I'm gonna be talking about how I now have a premium Snapchat, and I get a little bit nervous about this because it is the first time that I talk about it like on camera. I tried filming this video probably 2 times already, and one time before I actually opened my premium Snapchat, and then the second time like a day after, and I was just too, I think I was too emotional, not really in a bad way, just like either excited or I'm scared of what my YouTube subscribers are gonna think too much. And right now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, I'm very comfortable with this. I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I want to talk about it now with you guys, kind of like how I talked to you guys recently about, my struggles with growing up sometimes and like my mental health and whatnot. I'm at a point in my life now where I'm not really trying to hide who I am anymore. I'm not trying to suppress certain sides of me, and I'm just really being truly myself with Ruben, my husband. If you guys aren't aware of what a premium Snapchat is, it's basically for the most part adult content. You could have a premium Snap that's like for cooking or fitness, and you could like charge people $20-$15 a month, and like let's say I was to post all of my workout routines on there. There is, I think, an idea to that, and I don't know if anyone has done that, but I know some people. It's kind of like Twitch, where you could video game, but you could also do other things. Well, the idea of premium Snapchat is that, and it's considered adult content since there's nudity and whatnot. So that is what I have, and I have one, and you're probably like, how the fuck did you go from doing makeup tutorials and doing, I don't know, fitness tips to this? And I'm here to talk to you guys about that and tell you guys how it happened. I started posting on the internet when I was really young. I was probably around 14, 15 years old when I had a Tumblr account. And on Tumblr, I was very authentically me. I didn't really have a niche. I didn't really have a genre. I would just post photos. I've always enjoyed taking photos, and I know that could sound really narcissistic, but for me, it's always been a really good way to express and celebrate myself. It really helped me out with self-confidence, and it just kind of gave me a platform to be creative and fun. And I always said too, if I could have a dream job when I was younger, I would think about directing photo shoots, like Vogue and Magazine 17, directing what would be the background, what would be the makeup, what would be the wardrobe. I've always liked that aspect of photo taking. I guess it just reflected a lot on myself, so I would always take photos of myself and I would post them on Tumblr. And I grew a small following on Tumblr. At the time, it was considered big, but now the numbers are so massive. The internet is just bigger and bigger and bigger. But during that time, I had 30K followers. I kind of stopped Tumblr for a little bit, and I got married with Ruben at 18. We were really, really young. And I just kind of lived a very normal life during that time. What I mean by normal life is I wasn't on the internet. I was just, and I got off the internet because I was getting so much hate on Tumblr for a minute. It was tremendous, and it was my first time really putting myself out there, so I didn't know how to go about it, and I really let it affect me. So I think I had 2 or 3 Tumblr accounts during that time. So fast forward to YouTube and beauty. My friend Peter actually was the one that I want to say in 2015. I had my Instagram. It was Alba J. It's always been Alba J. If you scroll, I'll have a ton of just regular life posts in there. And he was like, hey, you should do beauty. Beauty's doing really well. And prior to this, I had already been buying makeup. Like, I had the Light Crime lipsticks when they had just came out, Coquette. Any of you girls remember that? Like, I had always, and I always will love makeup, and I was buying so much makeup. And I was posting looks. I went to cosmetology school. I dropped out because it was more hair orientated, and I don't know if you guys could see, but I'm not the greatest with hair. So I'm trying to summarize it for you guys so you guys can kind of get an idea of who I have been on the internet. And Peter was like, why don't you do beauty? Like, beauty's doing really well. You should do it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it out. Like, why not? So I started doing that, and I started to grow. That year, I grew a lot of followers. I did a lot of mini makeup tutorials. And again, this was all like sides of me. You know, Tumblr was very more authentic teenager me. And my Instagram was very like beauty orientated. And after I lost weight in 2017, last year, I started, all of 2017, I was posting more OOTDs, and I was posting more like just regular posts that are more like lifestyle, because the makeup community was changing, and it's still changing very drastically, and I couldn't keep up with the Joneses as far as like beauty content. I would put out content, and sometimes it was well received, sometimes it wasn't. And not that it was a little discouraging, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna keep doing it. So when I started switching my stuff to fitness and lifestyle, I started to do better with that. Keep in mind, social media is like my job, and I don't have a problem like saying that. I like working on social media. I love what I do. I love sharing stuff, sharing different sides of me with people. So in 2018, my page started to kind of just go through like a weird phase where I was getting new followers every now and then, but at the same time, my page was like dying out. I was probably, I don't remember, I think like 620,000 followers. And I wasn't really like upset, like, oh, you know, my life's over, because I always have backup plans, and I like to consider myself, I have a lot of flaws, you guys, and there's a lot of things that I feel like I could do so much better, and there's a lot of things I wish, you know, I could kind of tweak and whatnot about myself. But I can tell you one thing, and that is I will always grind. I'll always hustle. I'll always have backup plans and know how to like protect myself financially, if that makes sense. Or just in general, like, I'm not afraid to work. Keep in mind, before I started doing beauty on YouTube, I was working in Walmart. I worked at a lot of different places. I worked at a spa. I worked with my dad. Like, I will work and I will provide for myself. I also think it's cool. I have experience with social media, so if anything, I could look for a PR job. I started getting into fitness. Keep in mind, like, I think a lot of people think that I was like starving or like having a lot of trouble with paying my bills, and that's why I did Premium Snap. And that's really not to brag or anything, but that's not the case. I live a pretty normal lifestyle. I live in Las Vegas for a reason. I do not live in LA because I like to live comfortably and something that I could afford. That is why I don't live in LA, because rent is very expensive out there. I pay a fraction of rent out here for a pretty decent sized house, and I don't have like a fancy ass car. I mean, I feel very blessed. I do have a Jeep that I like, but like, my bills are, I made sure that I could afford my lifestyle regardless of if I, you know, fumbled a bag or lost a bag somewhere. I don't have like crazy expenses like that, and it's not like I'm like buying Louis Vuitton every week. I mean, sure, I have some designer things, but it's not like a constant, you know what I mean? And I don't have a problem saying that. I'm completely fine with that. Ruben goes to school, and Ruben has his own stuff going on. Me and Ruben decided that as far as like that, me and him want to keep it a little bit more private, but he does his own thing, so he has his income too. So it wasn't like I'm a starve, what do I do type of thing. I was chilling. I have my affiliate codes. I make money with my affiliate codes. I make pretty decent money with all of that. So that was that. I had my fitness page, which my fitness page grew pretty fast. I have like 50,000 followers, and I probably started like less than 2 months ago, and that's where I just specifically post fitness orientated content, workout videos, all of that, right? And that's where I will show you guys like my EHP stuff and my Shike and Gageral training, which I am all of it affiliated with, and it is work, but they are companies that I believe in and I use daily. Okay, so I started to post on Snapchat. And a lot of boys are finding me on Snapchat. Like, my page got curated to Snap for some reason. And I was like, this is interesting. Like, because I would notice that like I would post a photo of myself and I would get screenshots. And I mean, I was like, why am I getting so many screenshots? Like, because it would be like maybe a photo where you could see like my cleavage or my boobs. I don't know. And then I would go look and it was boys. And I was like, Ruben, I'm getting like a lot of views now, but they're a bunch of boys. And then one time, I posted a bikini photo and I tagged my Instagram and I got like a lot of new male followers. And I was telling Ruben, like, they like these sexy photos of me. And he's like, oh, well, just continue posting them. Like, you know, if they do good and like you like them, just post them. Ruben told me that. So I was like, okay. So I started like, you know, I would, if I would go to the pool, sometimes I would be like not shy, but I was like, oh, I don't want the girls to be so annoyed at me. Like, I hope they, you know, they're cool with me showing off my body. At the end of the day, I'm gonna still do it. But I started to get good reception from a new male following. And then I started to get the demand. I'm gonna say demand because it was a lot of questions and I'm not the type of person to be like, you guys requested this look, it's my most requested, but I started to get a lot of inquiries about a private snap, a premium Snapchat, private snap, premium, do you have a private snap, do you have a premium Snapchat, how could I buy nudes off of you, right? And I would always tell Ruben, and he was like, what is that? Like, I've heard of it, but I don't really know it. So I asked my friend, I have guy friends, I have two of my best friends, I have a bunch of guy friends, but two of my best friends, and that, when I say that, I don't mean it like, weenies in my face. I mean, like, I grew up with guys that I'm really cool with. A few. Like 5. But 2 of them specifically, they're like my best friends. And one of them was like, you should do what this girl does. She has a premium Snapchat. And I was like, what did she post? Nudes? So I started to do my research and I'm like, oh, it's nudes. Like, they post nudes and they'll post like sexy content. And then I started to learn more how like more of them do more like XXX shit. They do more like adult content, you know, if you know what I mean. Sex scenes. I'm just gonna be real. Like solo shows, boy-girl shows, girl-girl shows. If you don't know what that means, Google it. But wait, only if you're prepared to see a lot of body parts and a lot of naked people. So, and sex scenes. So I was like, okay, you know, like, I think I can do this. Like, I'm very comfortable with my naked body and I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. And I get the question a lot that's like, then why didn't you do it beforehand? And it's like, because I didn't have an audience for it. It's not like the girls were like, hey, girl, we want to see you busted wide open. You know, so I never considered, like, should I do this? It was an opportunity that I saw and that I took and that I feel very comfortable with. And I'm not someone who, I don't bother anybody. Like, I truly feel like I could say that, not to toot my own horn, but I mind my business, you guys. I don't clout chase other girls that are in the beauty community like that. I don't really cause controversy like that. Like, you probably have never seen me really talk bad about someone like that online, just because if I have a thought about someone who is like in the same work field, they do the same thing I do, I kind of keep it to myself because I don't want to be like that big mouth, loud, outspoken. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not really who I am. I never really have controversy surrounding my channel. I don't really have controversy surrounding my Instagram because I do a pretty good job at just not having drama, you know what I mean? And not really responding to stuff. And just in general, I feel like I'm really level-headed and calm, boring. That's when the boring tourist jumps out. And I've never had that type of controversy, so I feel like when I started to talk about me doing different content and doing more like sexy adult content, a lot of girls started to like be really shocked and surprised and asked about my morality and asked about me and Ruben. And that's where I'm gonna head to now with this conversation, is me and Ruben are okay with it. Me and Ruben just got out of a church that we grew up in our whole lives, that we are now realizing that it was just, and I don't want to get too much into the church stuff because I don't want to offend anybody who's watching this, but I've come to terms that there was a lot of stuff going on in that kind of extremist church that we weren't aware of, and we just realized that it wasn't for us, and that type of lifestyle was not for us, and that we're very happy we met through it. Because let me tell you guys something, in this church you have to, I'm not gonna say the names, I'll give you guys an example. It's like kind of fundamentalist, it's a little extremist, but it's based on Christianity. And in this church you have to date someone for 3 months. You have to ask permission to the pastor to date for 3 months. No one really does that, but it's like a rule that you have to do. And then after those 3 months of dating, you have to decide if you want to get married or not. And we didn't do none of that. Like, and then when you're gonna decide to get married, you have to see if you're gonna be able, if you're clean enough or like worthy enough to be able to walk through the temple and get married with a pastor like that, or if you like get married at a house with the pastor. Me and Ruben skipped that entire thing. We didn't believe it was like for us. We didn't care if we had a pastor like marry us or not. We just wanted to be like, okay, we're gonna get married, like we're gonna do our thing. We don't care. We literally told the pastor like, hey, we're getting married, just so you know, like sign us up. So they even put us on like this, you go on like probation if you break rules. So we were like on probation or whatever. So even when we were in the church, we weren't like these really holy members of the church, if that makes sense. Ruben had always expressed to me how he didn't really have a lot of faith in it, and how he was just, he grew up in it, and when you grow up in it, there's, once you reach a certain age, I want to say it's like 14, it is 14, they tell you like you have to get baptized and like announce to the church that you want to continue. And you're not forced to, but a lot of parents, like the church tells them that if you don't do it, you like have to kick your kid out of the house, or you're not like you have, like they have to in a way. They don't force you to, but they pressure the hell out of you to do it. And your parents will treat you really differently. They'll probably shame you, they'll probably shun you. Some of them threaten to kick you out if you decide you don't want to be part of the church. So Ruben felt pressure to like get baptized and be a part of it, so he did. And me, well, I mean, I had already been growing up in it, and I had friends in it, and I liked it. It always gave me like a very spiritual experience. I always felt very at peace. I believed in what they said. I hadn't ever really done research. I hadn't really ever looked into anything else because it was the only thing I knew. I was really naive with my spirituality, and I was really in a vulnerable place when you're a teenager. So I like agreed to it. And that's kind of how me and him met, because we had the same circle of friends. But me and him, in the same sense, we're never really good members. We like, you're not supposed to do anything while you're dating. Like, you can't even kiss or something. I mean, me and Ruben did so much. Let me not. But, and I had done so much beforehand too with other people, and there's a ton of people that do, but that's another topic. So we recently just left that. You know, we realized that we don't want to raise our kid to like force them to be something. We don't want to be part of an establishment or an organization like that. Especially sometimes you go, you feel like people are judging you. There's just a lot to it that I'm not going to get into today. But we decided, okay, we're going to start over. Where does our morality stand? What is important to us as people? You know, do we see differently? Like, what do you think? What do I think? Ruben's atheist. He believes more in science. He believes more in the world. He does believe in like a higher power, but he doesn't really believe in like gods or anything like that. I believe in God. I believe in like the universe. But we're really cool about it. We both believe more like just in like being a good person and hoping for the best. And when we say be a good person, we mean treat others with respect, treat others how we want to be treated, don't hurt anybody, obviously, like just be in general a decent human being. Do we trust each other, like stuff in that sense? Are we monogamous? Which, by the way, we are monogamous. Even though I know some people are gonna be like, you have a premium snap, you're not monogamous. To us, we're monogamous because he's the only person I lay with, I'm the only person he lays with, he's the only person fucking me, I'm the only person fucking him. So in our eyes, we are monogamous. Do people look at me naked? Yes. Do people probably desire? Probably. Do I show more than like the average person to people? Yeah, but we're okay with that. And I know like a lot of people are gonna have a problem with that, and that's okay. Like, you know, you can't please everybody. You gotta do what's right for you. And ever since starting my premium snap, we've been really fine. If anything, we have sex a lot more because he'll like take my photos a lot of the time, so he'll want to have sex after. So we've actually been really, really fine. I mean, it just works for us. Like, you guys, there's porn stars, there's escorts, there's strippers that have men, like they have a husband. You know, it's not like this unheard of thing. There is girls that do premium snap that are taken and they have a boyfriend and stuff. It is not the norm, but it isn't like, I'm not groundbreaking. Like, there's been other people that do it. We're just, I guess, more open-minded. And I know some people have a really hard time with like believing that, I think, because I came off so conservative, but I was trying to be something I wasn't, because I was told that I had to be that in order to be a good person. I believe that I want to celebrate my body, and if I feel really comfortable with doing premium, then I'm gonna do it. And to be quite honest, like, I do feel really comfortable being with it. It's like fun actually, and maybe I'm like shy talking to you guys about like sex on camera, even though I kind of have done it before, and even though I do premium, but I don't mind it. Like, it's kind of hot for the both of us. I like it. I've always been someone that would take so many photos of myself and like send them to Ruben, and like, I guess if you're talking about my wild side, I've always had like a my legs open. I've always had like a wild side. I mean, I wasn't an angel growing up. I was, Ruben calls it my whole side. I always was like, you know, talking to boys and maybe being a little bit more promiscuous than the other people. And I feel like I got hella slut shamed for it. But at the end of the day, it's my sexuality and it's how I choose to go about it. And if I'm comfortable doing a premium snap, and if I'm comfortable like busting it wide open or showing this and showing that, then I feel like that's my right. Like, sex is fun for me. It's always been really fun for me. Me and Ruben have done multiple, like, we have filmed ourselves so many times having sex, and we're very fun, I would say, in when it comes on fucking. We've always been very satisfied with each other, and I think that's why he's so confident, and I'm confident too with doing this, because I know it's just gonna like spice it up again in our bedroom. So what does he think about it just in general? Is he weirded out by it? Not really. He's kind of just like, I don't think he ever wants to show his face in my premium snap, which is fine. What do my parents think? They don't like it, and I understand that. I get it. Like, I get why they don't like it. That's cool. I'm an adult. I'm still gonna do what I want to do. I'm a true believer that, like, you're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, because you don't want to be in your deathbed regretting something because you didn't do it because of what people were gonna think about you. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be me. I need to do me. I need to do what I'm comfortable with. I need to do what I want to do, and I can't let the thought of my parents disapproving something be that. Like, my sister's gay. She's dating a trans man, and for a really long time my parents were like really weird and salty and judgmental about it, and they came around because they're not gonna like lose their daughter because of her sexuality and because of who she's dating. And I think they're the same way with me about it. They're like, well, we don't agree, but we're not gonna like disown you because of it. We're still gonna talk to you. So that's kind of what do his family think about it? They probably really don't like it. I haven't really spoken to them about it, and I don't plan to, because I don't feel like I owe them an explanation. I am my own person, and I'm gonna do my life my way. And if they like it, or I'm not that if they like it, but if they want to respect it, cool. And if they don't, they're not. But they're not paying my bills. They're not in my daily life like that. And really, the only person that I'm really concerned what they think about is Ruben, because that's my husband, and I gave to him my word, and he gave to me his word. So that's the only person that I feel like needs to be okay and on the same page with what I'm doing. Other than that, I don't want to say I don't care, because maybe that sounds rude, but like, it's not going to stop me what other people think. I do want to say that I apologize for not posting as much makeup on here and on Instagram, because I know that's what a lot of you, some of you want to see. I will say though, like, I hate to say this, but like, it's really confusing when people tell me they want to see makeup, but then when I post makeup, it really doesn't get recepted really well. And even when I post like makeup that I would consider like cuter looks and just, you know, smoky eye and stuff, but I still do love makeup, and I do it all the time off camera, actually, like all the time off camera, almost every single day. So I am going to be doing more makeup content on Instagram again. I've already posted a few videos this week, which I'm really excited about and I'm happy for. And I will be doing more makeup also here on YouTube. I will be doing like at least 2 tutorials a month. And just because I do fitness videos too and whatnot, but I think it'll feel a little bit more familiar. And then maybe I could do more and more if you guys like them. So that sums up this video. Thank you guys so much. Again, I apologize for not posting makeup anymore or as much. And I thank you guys for those who are sticking around and for those who will be supportive. Truly from the bottom of my heart, it means so much. And my message to you all is to do the things that you want to do in life, not what other people approve or what other people will think of it. So that sums up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!